Are your choices truly yours? Or are they the end result of causes stretching back long before you were ever born? This is the question at the heart of determinism. The idea that everything that happens, including human action, is the inevitable outcome of everything that came before. It begins in physics. If the universe is governed by laws, by regularities that determine how matter moves and how energy behaves, then, in principle at least, everything must be predictable. From this view, every event is like a domino in a long, unbroken chain. From your thoughts and your memories to the moment you chose to press play on this video, every action and reaction follows from all that preceded it. You did not choose to be born into your family. You did not design your body or your brain. Your tastes, your temperament, and your fears. Every aspect of you has been shaped by biology, culture, and lived experience. So, when you make a decision, how much of that is you, and how much is simply the unfolding of forces you didn't initiate? What, after all, is the difference? This is a vision of reality that is orderly, continuous, and interconnected. It's not a claim that everything is predictable in practice, but rather that nothing happens without something before it that made it so. When this idea reaches the realm of human choice, it often becomes uncomfortable. If our every action is caused by chains of prior events, such as our upbringing, our genes, and our habits, then in what sense can we say that we are free? If everything I do is the result of what has shaped me, does that then mean that I could never have chosen otherwise? But if that's the case, then what becomes of moral responsibility? Does it really make sense to blame someone for what they were always going to do? Can you praise someone for being kind if they truly had no choice? To some, this seems like a trap, but it need not. Determinism does not say that you don't matter. In fact, it says the contrary. It says that you are a pivotal part of the causal story. Your choices still have power, but not because they float above the world like miracles. Rather, because they are part of the world, expressions of your experience, your values, your attention, your insight. Your decision to act or to hold back is itself a cause. Determinism doesn't cancel that. It includes it. This is the basic intuition behind the project of compatibilism. The idea that freedom doesn't require total independence from causality. Instead, it simply means acting in accordance with your own reasons and desires, even if those reasons and desires were shaped by the world around you. You are still free, in this view, when you act from yourself rather than being coerced by some external entity. But not everyone is satisfied with that. Some turn to quantum physics, pointing out that, at the smallest level, nature appears to be probabilistic, not deterministic. Particles behave unpredictably, and certain events do not follow cleanly from what came before. Yet it must be noted that randomness is not the same as freedom. A coin toss is not a choice. Uncertainty may weaken determinism, but it doesn't automatically create responsibility. Therefore, the deeper issue may not be whether the universe is determined, but what it means to live as if we have agency. Because we do deliberate. We weigh consequences, we change, we grow, and we hold each other accountable, not because we are certain we are free, but because something in us insists that it matters how we act. Determinism may take away the fantasy of absolute autonomy, but it replaces it with something more human, a freedom that acknowledges its limits and still chooses to act with care. Perhaps the real freedom is not escape from causality, but participation in it. Perhaps the real freedom is recognizing that you don't need to be free of determinism to develop free will. You only need to be awake within the flow of causes that brought you here. That is the space where character forms. That is where change becomes possible. To become conscious of the forces that shape you, to work with them, to respond instead of react, to interrupt the chain, not from the outside, but from within. Maybe freedom, then, is not the absence of causes, but the presence of insight. Not a blank slate, but an awakened will. Maybe that is enough.